Hello everybody and welcome to another Bedroom Guru with me, Nicky. How are you all doing? Sorry, it's been a really long time. I've had lots of things go on. I flew before Christmas, had a bereavement over Christmas, then my dog fell ill. I've had it in threes, angel numbers, so now it should be all over. So I should be getting back to doing what I do best, doing my card readings and talking to you. So I'm just sitting here this morning and I was just thinking how grateful I was for all these new subscribers that have come along. Again, all of the wonderful messages that I get that you send to me via email and on Facebook. And it really does warm my heart. So I just want to say thank you and welcome to everybody that's come along to this. I really love the fact that I was forced to do these about a year and a half ago now by the angel realms. Kept telling me to teach, but that's in my book, Me, Myself and I, Die of a Psychic. Out May, just thought I'd put that plug in, because I thought, how's this going to affect people? You know, who's going to watch me? Nobody's going to bother. And the thing is that it touches so many of your lives. I'm really happy about that and I'm really pleased. So I'm going to keep doing them as long as you keep watching them. And today, as you know, if you've watched a lot of my videos, I kind of look at a theme and then it inspires me to talk about it. And the theme this time is dementia and Alzheimer's. It's a really nasty condition, really nasty, especially for the people that are watching their loved ones diminish in front of them, whether it's on a quick progression or a very slow one. Very devastating, and it's almost like your grieving is put on hold because of it. And the reason I kind of thought about doing this subject is because I'm just polishing my second book, Heaven Calling, which was originally going to be my first book out, but it's going to be the second book now. And it's all about the grieving process and the soul and, you know, what happens to us when we go through grieving, what happens to our loved ones after they pass. It's an incredible book, but there's also a slot in it about dementia and what happens to people, you know, and how we deal with that and how it affects our grieving process. Do you know what I love about the book is at the end there's true stories of people that have reconnected with their loved ones. And have got signs from them and know that they're up there. Anyway, it's not a plug about the book, it's just that happened. And then I mentioned it in my column in Diary of a Psychic. And thank you again for all your beautiful comments about that. You love it, don't you? I'm really pleased. I'm in Spirit and Destiny. I'm just so happy about that you love it. I get so many lovely emails about that as well. I'm feeling really lovely and loved. It's great. And then I ended up doing a reading last week and, you know, this lovely lady come through dementia. And so it's important that I talk about this from the spiritual aspect and what actually happens to the person that's having the dementia. We obviously know what happens to us because it's devastating, isn't it, to go through it. My uncle had it for a very long time, and it was just watching someone dissipate from who they used to be, and it's a real horrible process. But I just want to give you a couple of experiences to show you and prove to you, which it did to me, that your loved ones are still completely aware of everything that goes on despite what's happening on the outside, if that makes sense. The reason I know this is because many moons ago, I think it must have been about, about 2010, 2011, I was doing an evening in Wickford in Essex, and this lady came through and started talking to me. And she was saying stuff in the present. Now, normally, even though spirit people are still alive, they do say, oh, I was, or I did, you know, they kind of do talk about it as in the past. Not because they've gone, but because obviously it's in the past. But this woman was saying, oh, it was lovely to see them Wednesday. And I'm like, what the hell is she talking about? And she said, and tell them I don't mind that about Saturdays. And I'm like, hang on a minute, how did you pass? And she just said, there was nothing. There was like a complete, and I'm like, what's going on? And so I said to, it was the daughter and the granddaughters in the audience, right, of this woman. And I said, this is really weird. I said, but she's talking like in the present. They went, yeah. And I went, what, is she still alive? And they said, yes. And I was like, what? I couldn't believe it. So this woman's soul had come out of a physical body and was communicating with me. She was in the very severe end of dementia. She was hardly ever lucid and present in the real world. And I was just so gobsmacked. I couldn't believe it. This woman was still alive, laying in a bed somewhere, and she was talking to me. And the thing is that she said things that were so accurate that I knew she was talking to me. Because one of the things the girls had done is they used to go Wednesdays and Saturdays. I may have got this wrong way round because it's ages ago now. But they could only make, say, Wednesdays. I can't remember which way it was. So this woman was saying, don't worry about the fact that you can't come Saturdays anymore. I love seeing you on Wednesdays. And they're like, yeah, that's right. And I'm like, right. And then what happened was, on one of the Wednesdays, she even said what they were wearing, things like that, right? And then on one of the Wednesdays, the person that looked after the woman, the carer in the care home, took the family out to the corridor and said, oh, I'm really worried because I've been promoted and I'm going to be a manager of another care home, right? And he said, I'm going to really miss you, Mum. I hope she's going to be okay with someone different looking after her, right? So this woman says to me, right, to these people I've never met before in my life, I'll just make his name up, I can't remember it, David, that I'm really pleased about his promotion and tell him not to worry, I'll be fine when I get my new person to look after me, right? So she said that, and they were like, Jesus, that's exactly what happened. He took us out in the corridor, so she couldn't have heard it. So her soul was wandering around, and this made me really think. It was just the most amazing connection ever. It brought so much comfort to, you know, the family. And they knew from that connection that their mum was aware of absolutely everything. So it made me think about people with dementia, Alzheimer's, people in comas, people that, you know, can't communicate, perhaps have got such severe disabilities they can't communicate, perhaps severe autism, whatever it is. I'm telling you now, they know absolutely everything that's going on. So when we pass over, our soul obviously comes detached. It follows on the esoteric called back to the source, back to heaven, whatever you want to call it, right? And so what it appears to me is, you know, you've heard of astral projection where people come out of their bodies and you get all these stories on telly and in the media about people that, you know, float above themselves and disappear off to various places. Weirdly enough, I was in America yesterday and Paphos the day before. Oh, that's another story, right? I need to Google that to see this harbour I was in Paphos, because I want to see if it actually looks like it. Anyway, I'm digressing as usual. So I thought, hang on a minute. So the soul basically comes out of the body, even though the physical body is still alive, and wanders around and like watches conversations, listens to people, sees what's going on in life. And then I thought, I'm going to have to meditate on this. So I did a meditation about a day later, something like that, because it really did affect me. I was like, it's the first time I ever like communicated with a person who's still alive, right? And so I meditated on it, and I can't remember if it was Julianne, so most people would be, for a life lesson, a soul lesson, said what happens is that the physical body is dying, basically. It's slowly, it doesn't matter if it's slow or fast, the physical body is dying, and so the soul gets a bit bored. He does it very layman's terms, and I like to do it to with layman terms with you. And what happens is that the soul comes out and wanders around and is still connected with your loved ones and knows completely what's going on, knows what day of week it is, know who's the president, you know, the things they ask you, who's the prime minister and all this kind of thing. And so they know exactly what's going on. And what is really interesting as well is that when this woman was talking to me with the dementia, she said that she went up and saw their dad, right, and also that he came down and visited her. And you know, if you've got anybody that's had dementia, you know, or anybody that you know of, sometimes I go, oh, Tom was here the other day. You think, oh my God, Tom was like dead 10 years ago. Do you know what I mean? Oh, that's nice. You think she's really losing it. No, she's not, right? Because what they're doing is that the way he showed me, which is a lovely way of showing it, is that he showed me the soul going from the physical body. Hang on a minute, I've got a feeling my phone's I'm gonna put it on silent. So it goes up to the spirit world and sees the people that you miss and love, right? Because it's not a limbo state, but it kind of is, if that makes sense, because the soul goes up to the spirit world and like has a cup of tea or whatever with everybody, and they go, oh, how's your body doing? God, crap, it's doing my head in. I wish I'd have it and die so I can come up here properly. You know, that's how it is. And then they come back down, and when those lucid moments take place, it's when the soul's just got into the body. So sometimes you'll go and they go, oh, hello, Lucy. You go, bloody hell, knows my name today. You know, and they're the lucid moments when they've come back down to earth, right? And then what happens is, because they've been up there and they've met that frequency, and they're in that frequency all the time, it allows the spirit people to come down just as easy and sit with them and communicate with them. So the times, I'm telling you now, I bet there's be hundreds of people that will say to me, yeah, my nan said that my granddad was sitting with her the day before, and you just think, oh, poor love, you know, she's doing it for comfort. It is absolutely happening. I'm telling you, it's happening. So I was like so blown away with this new information. I thought, wow, this is incredible. However, you know, after a few days, as always, a bit of the skepticism came in, a bit of self-doubt. I'm thinking, oh, really? You know, did I read the minds of the women that were in the audience, and did it really happen? And I'm like, and, you know, I'm a nightmare to myself sometimes. I overanalyze things, but I like to do that, because then when they show me again and again something that I've got a bit of doubt on, I know without a doubt it's true. Does that make sense? So it was about, I would say about 2 months later. I really don't know the time scale, but it was very, very close to when I'd had this first experience of a live person, you know, connecting with me. And I was in London. Was it Walthamstow? I think it was Walthamstow, something like that. And I was doing this evening of mediumship in a spiritualist place, right? And there was this lady, Keisha, in the audience. I remember her name because I've just edited or reread the chapter in my book, Heaven Calling, with this story in it, right? So I remember her name, Keisha, because I just read it. And she's sitting in the audience, and this boy, I'm sure his name was Sam, right, came through, and he was a beautiful looking boy, or young man, and he started chatting away, and I got this same feeling again, right? He started talking in the present, and I'm like, hang on a minute, this is really weird. And oh my God, it turned out that he was in a coma, alive, in Coventry, in this, like, you know, intensive care unit. And unfortunately, he'd been stabbed, and it led to him being in a coma. And he came through and started talking about what people were doing around him in the room, totally aware. One of the things that made me laugh was that his nan came in and kept turning the radio over, and he liked like hip hop music. And he said, can you tell my nan to stop putting that crap music on? And she's like, oh my God, yeah, she just switch it over because she thinks it's relaxing, like classical music for him, right? And so I'll tell her to stop putting that crap on. And then he was talking about the trial that was going on of the boys that stabbed him, and the outcome. So he was even going to the trial to see what was going on with the people that had stabbed him while he was in a coma. How incredible is that? How incredible is that? And he also went on to speak about his brother, and, you know, he gave so much evidence to Keisha that she was like blown away. She couldn't believe it. And again, it was my second experience of a human being who is alive, but their soul can basically come away from the physical body, blend with a medium, give them information. And I thought, this is just groundbreaking, you know, because all of us think that when our loved ones have got dementia, Alzheimer's, or some, you know, condition where they can't communicate, we think they haven't got a clue. And we end up talking to them like this. Well, I've had a nice day today. Like, don't do it. Because they are so aware of it. The fact that they can't respond, or the fact that they look like they haven't got a clue what you're talking about, is the physical part, right? But deep within, the soul is going, yeah, I know, it's been a crap day, innit? Oh, is that not? Oh, Brian's got a new job, that's good, right? They're talking back to you. So all I'd ask you to do is, one, talk to them normally, and talk to them about your day, because they'll know, because they've mostly been with you most of it, right? And know. And it's very much like having faith in the spirit world when you're talking, you know, to your loved ones that you miss. Even if they can't reply, they are so listening and knowing exactly what you're saying. I'm telling you that now, without any doubt. You know, I also, because I'm sure there was someone else in the audience that saw this. Everybody was gobsmacked because this boy was still alive, right? Someone asked me to come and talk to their child who was completely non-communicative because of disabilities, very severely disabled, God bless her heart. And I just blended with her soul and chatted away with her. and said about what they, what drink she liked and what her favourite food was and what she liked the best and what she liked watching on the telly. And it was all correct. And I was like, this is just amazing. Oh my God, right? And so I'm telling you now that they know everything that's going on. They are not in a traumatised world where they are thinking, oh my God, I'm dying, I don't know what I'm doing, I can't talk to my family. They're not. Their soul is takes over stronger than the physical body and the mind, and knows everything that's going on. Okay? And I hope that brings comfort to you, because there can be nothing more distressing than watching the person you love basically disappear from you. But still physically there. It's agony, it's torture, because I think most people would rather just let them pass and then deal with the grieving. It is absolutely agonising to see and watch, and it's one of the biggest killers, with no cure. And so it's something that I would think a lot of you that watch this have had some experience of. I'm sorry if you have, or of someone that's had to go through it. So all I would say to you is, know they are totally aware of everything. Their physical body will not acknowledge it, but I'm telling you now, inside they are totally aware of what's going on, okay? And know that every single thing you do during the day, perhaps they'll pop out of their body and come along. I know it sounds really outrageous, but how else can I evidence it? From what I've just said, it is true. They are totally aware of everything going on. And so when they say, I've seen Nan, and Nan, passed away 6 years ago, she has been sitting with Nan. Nan has either come down or she's gone up to the spirit world and sat with Nan. Okay? Because the soul is free to do whatever it wants when the body is dying. So please take that on board if you have, or really unfortunate to have someone that has dementia. If you yourselves have been diagnosed with it, perhaps in the early stages and are watching this, all I'll say to you is that the most happiest person in this whole awful situation will be you, the sufferer, because you won't be suffering. Your physical body will be doing all of the stuff it does. The mind or the brain will be doing the physical stuff it does, diminishing and breaking down. But your soul then comes into its fore, and you will be, I'm getting my hair tickled because I've got spirit people around me, but your soul comes into its own. And you will find that you can go and sit with your daughter, and it's going to be hard because you're going to see them grieving. You can go and see your nan, your granddad, your brother, your sister, your son, your daughter, because you can go anywhere you want. So, these people that have just been newly diagnosed think, oh my God, I'm just going to be a blubbering mess and not know what the hell's going on. That's your physical mind, that's your physical brain, your physical body, but your soul will take over and you'll still be completely normal. You'll still be completely normal. The only frustration is that, when you try and communicate with your loved ones, they won't have a clue. They won't have a clue. So try not to get frustrated with that. When you go, for God's sake, I'm here, Carol, I'm here. Right? Because they're not going to acknowledge that. But the fact is, if you sit in your energy and just think, I know exactly what's going on, it's fine. And the more people that watch this and perhaps share it or talk about it in the hairdressers or whatever, the more we spread this awareness of what happens with the physical body and the spiritual body, hopefully, even if it touches one person, that will get comfort going through this awful disease as the sufferer or a family member or friend, it's going to be easier. Obviously, nothing's going to take away the pain of the fact you're losing your loved one. Nothing is going to do that. But isn't it nice to just have a bit of comfort or a bit of faith to know that there is something else there? I said this to someone in a reading the other day. Her husband had passed over, and I said, look, nothing is ever going to take the pain away of the fact that you physically lost your husband. But when you hear his favourite song, or you dream of him giving you a cuddle, or he sends you a sign and you know it's him, doesn't that help? Isn't it better than nothing at all, just left with that empty, desolate feeling of loss? And so I just wanted to share this because I thought it was important to let you know that they're still there, they're still aware, and they're still with you. You are the ones that unfortunately are going to suffer the worst by watching it. But you know what, darlings? After what I've experienced now, and even more so further forward along this chain of events of experiencing all of this, I'm telling you now, they are still completely aware, completely compass mentis on a soul level, and know exactly what you're telling them. So talk to them as if you were talking to them normally over a cup of tea, because they are with you. They know exactly what's going on. They love you. And again, the only thing they really want to do is have their physical body passed so they can have the full strength of their soul to then start visiting and doing signs and helping you get over the loss of them going up to the spirit world. So again, I hope this really does bring some comfort and some understanding and learning to something as devastating as dementia and Alzheimer's. So with that, I'm going to leave you, and I really hope, I think I might do tomorrow actually. Let's get some card readings in, because I've really missed doing it, but I've literally had so much delay and backlog from all the personal events that have happened. So I'm just getting myself back into work mode. And I thought this would be a nice little starter just to talk about something that's influenced me over the last week. So thank you for watching, and if there is anybody you know that's been touched by or affected by dementia, please forward this on. Please forward it on for me, so that they can hear what I've got to say about the subject, okay? Because there is no way I could have known all of that stuff unless the soul was blending with me and telling me. To me, that makes me feel just so happy, because, you know, perhaps people that are in comas, or, as I say, completely uncommunicative, well, I don't know the bloody words, but you know what I mean, they can hear every word you say and they're totally aware of what you're doing, and to me that's a great comfort. So anyway, I will love you and leave you. Thanks again for watching, and I look forward to speaking to you again soon. God bless. Bye now.